Welcome to this episode of my Women Empowerment Wednesday show. My name is Jessica DSB. Enjoy this episode.
Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It's Women Empowerment Wednesday. My name is Jessica. For those that are just joining this week, I am a flight attendant for the past 10 years, proud single mom, best international selling author. I'm a coach and a passionate world traveler. Yes, I can't wait to travel again. So thank you all for joining today. Just a reminder, what we've been doing is a Facebook Live every single week, every Wednesday, 3 p.m., having conversations that are empowering, inspiring, touching. And I have the pleasure every week to have somebody join me for those conversations. This movement has started in April, so we're now, I think, oh my God, I can't even remember which episodes we're on now, but such fun, loving conversations. So thank you for joining today. I am super excited for the guests that we're having today. By the way, happy Canada Day for all my Canadians here. And the guest that is joining us today, Mr. Jit, is from London, UK. Oh my God, ladies, yes, you'll hear the nice accent. He is single. Sorry, I had to say it. So to introduce Mr. Jit before I go further, this man, I literally can call him my brother. And he's such an inspiring person, such a loving person. Jit is a Warrior Mindset Academy founder. He is a martial art instructor. And he's an entrepreneur as well as a business coach and mentor. If you have the chance to meet Jit in person, you will find such an incredible man and a mentor. What a blessing. So thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Jessica, for that wonderful introduction.
Yay. And you're my second man on the show, by the way. Yay! I can't wait for our conversations today. So before we go on in our topic today, let's hear from you. Let's share a little bit more about who you are for those that are just seeing you for the first time today.
Well, thank you, Jessica, first of all, to you. You're wonderful, my sister. So I'm a warrior mindset coach. I'm a martial artist. So a lot of my teachings come from the martial arts practice, but not martial arts. It's to bring it to the public, those who aren't into the martial arts, things like that. So everyone can benefit from that warrior mindset and what it really, really means. I also run a health tech company, and I do a lot of personal coaching for my mentees. So, that's a little bit about me in that sense. Yeah. So with what's passionate for me is my warrior mindset coaching. I've just launched the Warrior Mindset Academy.
Yay! Yeah. Congratulations!
From demand from my students, they're just like, right, you just got to get this out there, sensei. So I'm wearing my uniform. I'm pretty much living this thing day. So yes. And
I'm so glad. Congratulations! I'm so proud of you. Knowing you for now, 2 years? Less than 2 years? Anyways, time flies. Seeing the greatness that you have inside of you, and now being able to put it out there and being able to impact other people's life I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And thank you. If your students are going to be watching today, thank you for pushing him to do it, because we need more of Jit in our lives, okay? And I want to quickly share, one thing that really touched me that you did for me is, I think a year ago, I was traveling to Toronto for a conference, for a training, a 3-day training. And I called you because you were in Toronto at that time. And said, yeah, of course, I'm going to take care of you. Just tell me the time. Just tell me the date. I'm going to be there. And I'm like, okay. And literally, I remember being so touched because you rented an Airbnb so that I could be comfortable for the whole weekend and making sure that I was okay and, you know, all my basic needs were taken care of, food and shelter. And I was deeply, deeply touched. And I really want to thank you for that. Because I'm always going to remember. And I'm going to remember those late nights conversations, right? You remember?
Yeah.
12, 1 in the morning, but having such deep conversations. And I could even go on with all the times that I flew to London to visit, well, going to work, but us meeting up for dinner. And so I'm very, very grateful for you. And I'm glad that I can share it publicly, not only to you, but share it publicly for people listening. So for those that are going to, please go follow that page, the Warrior Mindset Academy. Jit will be up to big things. So let's deep down to our conversation today. I think 2 days ago, we were on a phone call and we were chatting what we're going to talk about today. And we were talking about empowering the younger generations. And you were sharing me a lot about your nephews, your younger nephews. So I want you to share what we were talking about on that phone call about empowering younger generations.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, we're in a time of uncertainty, you know. You know, the blueprint of how we went through life as we were growing up and the generations before us, like our parents, the blueprint's very different. Our blueprint's different to theirs, you know, and you know, the kids today, I mean, with this current situation that we've been in and that we're still going through, things have changed. You know, you've got to look at what are the options, you know, which doors do you walk through? How do I even identify those doors? Do I go to university still? You know, so, you know, there's a lot of gray areas for a lot of people. And I think that for me, especially with my students and my little cousins and, you know, all of them, I've tried to be a strength for them so they can turn to me anytime. And, you know, to kind of go, hey, you know, what do I do? Because I feel like that. I'm sure you do as well, right? But like we have days when we go, what do I do? And we need someone to channel through what we're thinking so we can find a result. We may not have the answer, but we can provide them a forum, a safe place to explore. You know, and that's what I try to provide is, you know, that any of them can approach me anytime and explore whatever they're thinking. You know, maybe things they can't discuss with their parents straight away. You know, validate it with Uncle Jit. You know, you know, that's what you do with folks. Because I've got to be standing there with my black belt on. You know, I have to, depending on the subject. You know, so it's you know, it's so important that we have an open mind for the children. You know, they're finding their way, and it's very different. You know, there's a lot more out there. Like there's those, you know, there's this series on Netflix called 13 Reasons Why. It tackles so many tough subjects, and kids are watching this stuff. And some parents I've spoken to are like, oh, well, you know, I wouldn't have my kids watch that stuff. Oh, that won't happen to me. Things like that. But they're going through it at university, and just like in that program, sometimes they can't speak to the people they should be speaking to. You know, and often what happens is now we're finding that we're empowering the children to raise their awareness so they can help empower their parents to raise their awareness, to provide a forum so they can actually speak to them, you know. So I think it's, you know, it's a different time, but like I do with the Warrior Mindset Academy is, you know, I help the kids achieve, and my students achieve something, you know, that I want to bring out of the dojo or the martial arts studio. You know, we call it, there's an English word, and please Google it, called indomitable. Okay. Our ultimate goal of my training is to make you indomitable. Indomitable is an unshakable mind, unbreakable heart. Okay. And the warrior way, like life, is of hardship. So when someone enters my school and they give me permission to take them on as a student and please teach me, I make it very clear that as kind as I am here, they need to give me permission to be difficult and challenging. So, you know, I can help them expand their horizons and their limits, you know. So when someone says something bad to you, like you're fat, you're ugly, you're short, or whatever it is, you've given me permission to say it to you in the dojo 1,000 times, because, you know, and it doesn't matter. You just brush it off your shoulder when it comes to set out in the real world. And that's a warrior. You know, you work through hardship and achieve your goal. And you know, as your teacher, that I'm there and I love you, but you give me permission to be difficult so you can achieve those goals. So when you do hit the barriers and the challenges out in real life, which we're hitting plenty of right now, you can overcome those because you've hit harder times in my class, you know.
Love it. Oh my God.
It's, you know, if you want me to be like mollycoddle you and be sweet and nice and say you're amazing, yes, I'll say that. Of course I will, because people deserve to be recognized. But you won't get that in my training. The training is to toughen you up, to realize your warrior mindset, to become indomitable, you know. And these journeys are interesting because a lot of people are just racing ahead in random directions, but they don't know, you know, what we teach in the academy is, where are you first? Identify where you are. The only way you can identify where you are is by being present. Your gift to yourself is by being present. Your gift to your teacher is by being present. And how do you do that? Most of us don't know. We wake up and we snooze about 20 times before we get up, you know? Or we wake up and we're like, I'm up. I'm like, need that coffee, you know? Yeah. So,
Snooze.
you know, like so many people would, hey, I do it sometimes too.
It's all good. This show is about being raw and real. So it's all perfect.
Absolutely. So, you know, it's just being genuine and honest. And, you know, the other thing is that how can you teach someone to overcome something unless you've overcome that barrier yourself or been faced with it? So I've faced so many barriers and challenges in my own life. You know, I've upset people and, you know, made them happy again and fix things, and upset someone else again and fix, you know, like you got these barriers, and then like challenges, you know, in this day and age where people are struggling for work and, you know, stress and, you know, losing people on the front line and things like that, you know, it's been a challenge. And that's where I was like, okay, this is the time for helping people understand the warrior mindset, you know, how to utilize it when you need it. You know, it's like a tool. You don't have to be in a warrior mindset constantly. I mean, like, you know,
for sure.
Chill out, you know, but when you need it, it's there. Yeah. And yeah, so.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. And the last thing is.
Give me 1 second. I just want to do a shout out to the people that are watching. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
They're very, very important. I have Seda. I think she's from France. Welcome. Angel, Vanessa, Julio from Ottawa, Kirk, Vancouver. Oh my God, I have so many people from around the world watching. Hey Jace, hey Sylvie, Marilla, my guest from last week. Oh my God, she says hello, Jessica and Jitan. Oh my God, thank you for watching. Continue, because you kind of stole my next question, because I wanted you to share what can people expect from the Warrior Mindset Academy, and then you kind of went that direction. So please continue.
So, you know, one of the first things that we do is help people be present. And the good thing with martial arts and the warrior mindset and all of that, and this isn't martial arts that I teach, just so you know, right? It's a mindset. You know, and a lot of the learnings through the martial arts are within this training that I do. And the one thing that I've found about warrior mindset training versus all other kinds of kind of development kind of practices like yoga and other things, and you know, that's only what I know, so forgive me if there's something else, but it teaches you how to confront. This is you, this is your enemy. And like in martial arts, when you go to a competition and you're confronted by someone who is not your friend, and we face that daily, even from the people we love, they present themselves as not your friend this moment, you know? We need to learn to confront. And they fire up those things within you, the fear, the doubt, the anxiety, you know, all of that. And when you confront someone, you're not confronting a person, you're confronting yourself. And so we call it bull baiting. We bull bait you, get the red flag out and call the bull out within you in the sessions. And we flatten those responses. If there's something that bugs you, you know, like you're short, you're fat, whatever it is, hey, you give me permission, only if you give it to me. I will work really hard to ensure that those things never bother you again.
Wow.
Yeah. And that is achieving being indomitable, you know, unshakable mind, unbreakable heart. And that is the ultimate goal of what I teach. You know, it's not just to empower you and make you feel great. Sure that you have the foundations to exist successfully. So, you know.
I'm enrolled. I'm empowered. Oh my God. No, because I'm thinking of, you know, if I'm facing my enemy, what I would tend to do is just like try to, what's the word in English? Like just not face my enemy, right? Just, you know, avoid it. And I know a lot of people are like that. It's just try to avoid whatever maybe problem or issue that's happening, and it's not always the greatest thing.
You know,
right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, for me, my challenge is slightly different, right? So I don't avoid conflict. I find that others avoid it with me. You know, please, so we can fix this thing, you know? And then they don't confront you, and then you know they're upset or something, and then you're like, hey, are you okay? Are we okay? It's fine. You know, there's ways. You know, one way is confronting, another way is handling your assumptions about what people may be saying or feeling about you. And that's a whole different training by another extremely, I'm sure, awesome coach, right? I teach you how to confront and be indomitable. And we teach lessons like how to be present, but all of our lessons are practical. None of it is a quote. Like I have a few quotes I use. Like I always say, before you engage with this, you know, all I need you to know is this. Intention alone is not enough. You must have intention without reservation. Go in with both feet, not one foot in, one foot out, right? So this is your commitment as a student and my commitment as a teacher for you to overcome anything you need to overcome. So that's the key. And the first lesson we have is about being present. So I do practical exercises, and I'll share. Do you mind if I share a couple of them with you now?
Please, go ahead.
So I had one student, and while I was in Canada, as you know, last year, I was there for about, 7 months or something. Yeah, it was cool. And I had a student come in, and he just wasn't present. He was feeling really low, and he had a really bad time at work. So before he even got a chance to take his shoes off, I got him to face the mirror, and I just asked him to say one sentence 3 times with a distinct gap between each one. And I will even get out of the way. So I even ran around the corner, into the kitchen. And I said, you need to say this. I am a warrior. And look yourself in the mirror. Pause. Acknowledge your feeling. I am a warrior. I am a warrior. And I came around the corner and I said, how do you feel? And he goes, well, the first time I said it, I felt ridiculous. Something like, I'm a warrior. Look at me, like that. The second time he said it, he goes, oh, I felt a tingling down my spine. And I just kind of suddenly, my shoulders were, being pulled back. And the third time I said it, I actually believed it. And this young gentleman suffers from quite a bit of anxiety. And he said he used it at work. He's a very high position, very, with a lot of responsibility. And just before he went into a difficult meeting or, face his colleagues, he would do that, say that in the mirror. And I was so proud that when he told me, it was just like, I used it, and that made all the difference to me. So I use that quite a bit. Please, everyone, if you get a chance, find your space in the mirror, just say it to yourself and see how you feel. The proof is in the pudding, taste it. Right?
Oh my God. And I'm going to have to do a shout out to my sister, Vanessa, I hope she does tell me that she watches the show on replay because she's working now. But I've been not like, no joke, telling her since she was a very young little girl, sister, watch yourself in the mirror and say how I am beautiful, I am strong, I can do this. And many times like, oh, you with your craziness, right? And I'm so glad you're sharing that because it's so true. It's something that I've learned a long time ago, and I've shared with a lot of people, especially the people that I love. So my sister, your sister was right about talking in the mirror. And I love that. Thank you for sharing that. So I want to go back a little bit on about empowering the younger generation, and maybe even so going with girls. Do you have any nieces, or is it mostly?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, little cousins, but yeah, I call them.
Do you? Well, of course, there's a difference between a little girl and a boy, but a girl. But how would you empower a little girl? Like, what would you say to her, or how would you be with your nieces?
So, I hope my nieces won't punish me for saying this right now.
Oops.
I know they're watching. I've got beautiful nieces. They're amazing. Okay. But they're first generation. I'm first generation in terms of like, I'm the eldest out of everyone in our family that was born in the UK. So I've been through university and had the hardships of getting a job and, mixing with people that aren't Indian potentially, or, like going through all of that and the racism we had when I was a kid. And then they faced different challenges, similar ones, but different, and their parents are from a traditional background, don't do this, don't do that kind of stuff. I mean, like most of their parents are pretty cool. So, they're lucky, but, their friends, they have the same kind of positions. And you kind of, it's a new challenge. It's not something I faced, even though I live in this world. So I live in this world more than their parents do. I interact with people outside more than they would. So I'm a bit closer to it, but I'm not their generation. So what I could provide was a forum for them to speak openly with me, right? And just tell me what's going on. And I would give them some insights. I would watch these programs like 13 Reasons Why with them and just have a conversation. But the biggest thing I think with the girls that I've helped, and I'm sure my little cousins and nieces will agree with this, is having a voice.
Yes.
And the first thing I do with the little girls that come into the class or whatever is I get them to scream, shout at the top of their lungs, release that spirit, because, unless you have the fuel that you put into your vehicle, which is, I call emotion, energy in motion. You need to get emotional, get that energy in motion before you can do something with it. And unless your energy, and you can express yourself, and one of the most beautiful things, and I know we're not at quotes yet, but I've had this quote that I really want to say. Is it okay if I share it?
Please, go.
This is truly what I want to achieve. I want every woman to know her voice can change the world. Because I went through some hardship myself in the last few years. And my nieces, their voice, when they went out with me and we went for dinner and things like that, they changed my life.
Wow.
They gave me the ability to sit in front of you now. Now I've been telling you how nervous I am about jumping online, because most people will know that are on my Facebook. I don't jump online, So, I'm pretty private and very shy. I think so anyway. But going back to them, it's have a voice.
Yes.
Confidence, to project the message that they have in their minds to the people that need it most, like their family and the people they interact with. One of my nieces has traveled to Malaysia now she was there for a year and done incredible things. None of us have left the country like that. I mean, I'm the first one in our family's traveled, but that generation. So very proud of her as being a leader and an example. And, she's off to Australia next, for the next year of her university. And she's setting the way, paving the way for the others. And I'm really proud. And, I want the others to do the same and know that, you know, it's not just my family, but I want to invite others to know that I'm there as a coach, as a conjurer, to listen and hear their voice and help them find that voice and whatever message they have in their mind. Do you know the word mass?
Mass?
Mass is when something has mass, like this glass.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So we have this lesson that we teach. It's called the tractor analogy. So to a child, you can describe a tractor, right? You describe it to them.
Yes.
But what's better than that is show them a picture. What's better than show them a video of a tractor.
Yes.
But beyond that is show them a real tractor so they can touch it and see it, and you know. But even beyond that is to sit on that tractor while it's fulfilling its purpose, like harvesting the land, for example.
Yes.
If you can, that's how we convey a message that's in your mind over to that other person, to that child. That child would understand what a tractor is immediately, the sound, the smell, the environment they exist in. So when we're trying to convey a message to the masses, we need to be able to duplicate what's in our mind in their minds. And that is the true skill of communication. That's another thing we teach. And so to teach those things of being able to confront, being confident, having tools to help you to be present, and to teach how to communicate your message and make it just to say, hey, stop. You know, I love it when a woman does that, you know, like when they stand up to someone and say, stop. And the other person has no choice but listen, right? You're like,
that's it.
Right? This is what you need to do. And my nieces did that to me. And I was like, hey, I'm sure I taught that. And he goes, yeah, and you need to hear it now. You know?
Wow.
That is a beautiful thing. That is so powerful. So having a voice is what I want the women out there, the girls out there.
I am like speechless, Jit. I've known you. We've spoken like very, very often. And hearing you talk today is just amazing. And I really hope that you're being present to the fact that your voice has such an impact in this world. To me and to everybody that's going to be watching this and getting to meet you one day. So let me do more shout outs because a lot, oh my God, messages. Mulder, Jenny Tremblay, hello. Wendy, hello, Wendy. Hello. That's probably somebody from your family, Rajev.
That's my brother, Rajiv.
Oh my God, hello.
Your younger brother.
Scott Taylor, Tanya, one of my guests a few weeks ago, Karima, she says this works. Then your brother saying, I am a warrior, works every time to help with my confidence, spot on. I use it every day. Oh my God, look at you. That's amazing. Sarah, Christina, Irving, California's in the house. Tammy, Toronto. Oh my God, love you guys. Thank you all for being there watching. This is great. This is great. I'm loving this. So when we were talking about empowering the younger generation and looking at yourself in the mirror, I was just with my niece this week. She's 12 years old. Another shout out to my sister. And she was actually, we were having a deep conversation together because she's at that age, you know, teenage, you know, starting to not talk so much anymore. So we were having like a conversation. So I was super excited. And she was like, the things that were coming out of her mouth saying, I don't care what people tell me if I'm dressing this way or if my hair is messy or if I say something, or I tell my mom all the time, she doesn't have to care what people say. Yeah. And I'm there and I'm listening to her and I'm like, that's wonderful. I wasn't like that. I was not like that. So I was like, wow, she's actually empowering her mother. Right?
I love that. Yes.
And so important to empower the younger generation. Me having my daughter now, she's 7, she's going to be 8. Such an age where we're talking about 13 reasons why. It would be something I would show my daughter in a few years because it is a fact. Nobody is like in a shelter and it could happen to anybody. Right?
Yeah,
having suicide and rape and all those. So tell me, I have so many questions. I'm like, which direction should we go? Okay, so with the academy, you are dealing with young kids, right?
Young kids, adults, anyone who wants to learn, but I have a passion for teaching kids in the next generation. They're our future, and they're the ones who are going to change the world. Yeah, they're that's important. And I think the best people like myself can do right now is empower them to do so. I want them to conquer their fears, find their voice, stand up strong, and know that someone has their back. And that's what I want to cultivate, a culture like that. So.
And from knowing you, I know you're doing it. Makes me think a few weeks ago when I had Jennifer Doyle on, she was like, I'm a warrior, remember? Did you want that?
That's amazing.
I got my shield and nothing is going to get to me. So I absolutely love what you shared. And so you have a Facebook page, right? Is that where people can
so
find
at
you?
the moment it's by invite only. So instant message me on my normal page, Jitan Kundalia. And I will add you, but then it will go public at some point. So, I'm just kind of like working with it. It's the shyness in me, so, working it. I know what you would say to me.
Come on, let's do it. People need some of you in their lives, and we need to learn how to get that warrior mindset. I mean, it can literally transform lives, right?
That's what I want, because if you have a practical step of achieving something, I think that makes the difference. Knowing that that I'm the warrior piece. I have another piece where you get up and groggy and go wash the dishes. Even if the dishes are washed, put some in the sink and wash the dishes, Clean the rim of the glass, the inside of the glass, the outside, the bottom, rinse it, do it 4 or 5 more times, and you'll find that you are present, We have another one called guerrilla tactics, So just doing this, if you just do this, it increases your endorphins and adrenaline and all of that. And it actually, and just makes a difference, just ups your energy.
Wow.
The other one is scream. Feel free. It's a safe environment. Scream at the top of your lungs and find your voice. Find the range in your voice, and then you can work it out in between so we know what we're working with. So these are types of things. I have another thing that I use is called the emotional tone scale. You may have heard of it already, where where do you engage with people, on what level, but you need to know your emotional tone yourself. The lowest state of being death, the lowest state of living being apathy, the living state of death, no emotions, no energy, nothing. Depression's just above it. Serenity is right at the top, joyfulness and happiness. And where are you? Where do you find that? Where do you engage with people at that level? So if you're if someone's at depression and you're at joyfulness, are they going to be able to relate to you? If you need to engage with them, you need to find a tone just above them, maybe anger and frustration. Get them a little bit frustrated, not in a negative way, but get them emotional, get the energy in motion so they can move up that tone step. So these are the kinds of tools that we use to help people learn to engage. That toolbox, we teach people to identify where they are, keep the end in mind, what's their goal, and then journey the map, and then kind of, set the vehicle with the tools like the emotional tone scale, like this thing about being present, so they can use that along the way when they meet those lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. So,
and it's important for the viewers that are going to be watching to know that on that scale, it's okay to, go to scenery, right? It's not like every day I wake up so joyful and my whole 12 hours like that, right? It's just, I'm going to have moments that are, more tired or just angry at something, but it's important to know to get back to that state, right? With that warrior mindset.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, we're going to be wrapping up soon. I can't believe time goes by fast. And I would have literally spoken to you for an hour just about the voice. So we might have a part 2 because I just think this topic is so powerful as a woman, and this whole Women Empowerment Wednesday fits completely with this topic. So we might have a part 2. So hang on tight. Check your messages. I will let you finish with a few words. Let me just see the messages here. Oh, we have Tammy saying hello. Hello, Jessica and Jit. Gary saying hello, Jitan. It's all about the journey, bro. Priyanka's giving love. Sonal is saying big love to you, Jit. Immensely proud of you, bro. Hey, Jessica, hi. Gary, nice to see you. Know how to keep your whites white. And Karima, Jit, you doing fab. And then Scott Taylor, Sherry saying you need to be a motivational speaker. See, I've told you this song. I think I've told you this since we met. Oh my God. I'm so happy this is recorded. This is recorded.
You're going to replay it to me, aren't you?
You're going to replay it. Oh my God. I love it. So before I let you finish with the last few words, I do want to read 2 quotes that I picked. And I picked today, teach your daughters to worry less about fitting into the glass slipper and more about shattering ceilings.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful. I like that.
Right?
That is cool.
Be yourself. Oh my God. We're so unique. We have all these gifts. Yeah, I could say more, but I want to leave you some time. And then the second quote is, believe in the person you want to become.
I like that.
Really fits with our discussion today. I'm so grateful.
Yes.
Let me hear a few words from you before we wrap up.
Yeah, well, first of all, Jessica, thank you so much for having me on here. You know, it's an honor as a man to be on this, you know, so I bow to you and your greatness. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And, you know, there's one word that describes the intention of all living things. Just one word. It's survival. You're either surviving well or not so well, you know. And what I say to people out there is find that thing that helps you survive well. Get to that point where you are surviving well and achieving that level, whether it's being indomitable, you know, unshakable mind, unbreakable heart, or something else, and map that journey to your success and have the people around you that are going to help you along the way and stand by you. The others, you know, they can watch, right? But keep the ones close that keep you strong, and you know, you'll succeed. You know, you don't want to aberrate, come off that path. You know, you want those people that will help you stay on. And, you know, I'll say it again, my biggest goal is for the women and the children in our lives, in our future, to have a voice. And if I can be a vehicle in that success, I'm waiting.
You are already, and I hope you got that. You were present to that. What a gift to have you on the show today. You know, we are the average of the 5 people we hang around with, and I really am blessed to say that you're part of my inner circle and that I can grow with you, and you're always there no matter what. So thank you for who you are and being that vehicle of transformation in people's lives. So we will be posting that video and with the link to get to contact you. So if people want more information about the Warrior Mindset Academy. It's just starting, but it's just the beginning. Watch out. I'm so excited. I will be back next Wednesday, 3 p.m. I do have a Facebook group now. So Women Empowerment by Jessica DSB. If you want to join my page, all the videos from the last weeks are on there. So I invite you to do that. And thank you again for being there today. I love you, my brother. Thank you all for the people that were watching today. I will see you next week. Mwah!
If you have enjoyed today's episode, please share with the people that you love and care about. Jessica DSB.